welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Hello, welcome to the channel. It's a quick one. I'll try. There's a lot to go on about, but it's late. It's 11:15. Tired. Subscribers 3,441. Right, let's just go for the negative one first. I had a few of them and I've published them. I'm being a lot more. I'm ignoring a lot of nutters more than what I have been. This one though, it was nowhere near it. Get a fucking life, mate. I mean, that's like, there's no need for that. So I think we'll probably just block that one. You know, I mean, just a gobshite. You know, total gobshite. So report spam or abuse. So that's that dealt with. Most of the other ones I've published. Right, so I've attracted a couple of evangelists, well at least one. This guy. It's difficult because he's actually been sort of friendly to me and he's watching the video. So, you know, and at the same time, well, I'm not going to change my opinions, what I believe to be truthful, you know, but at the same time, he's entitled to what he's saying, but he's entitled to have it ripped apart as well. So I'm a bit tired, so a lot of this is bullshit, you know, there's a lot of problems with. So what happens with it, it's like kind of salesman talk, you know, like snake oil salesman. It's like Tony Blair, total liar, you know. So he's coming across all optimistic and he's buttering me up a bit, but he's saying things that are just not true, you know. And so what happens, you get people like him, and if you are watching this, thanks for contributing. I'm sorry if I'm being a bit rude about you, but what you're doing is you're missing, you know, so you're waffling me with stuff. Well, we don't have enough time to go into it all now, but one thing, for example, 1:30. So he's watching the video. There's a video there. I need to watch that video and refer to each point he's made, you know. So it's nice of him to take the time to actually answer it. So that's kind of like, thanks for that, you know. But I still disagree with most of what you're saying. So 1:30, he says, it's not going to catch fire. That is a massively that's not inaccurate. It's just wrong to say that. You do not know that. To say that categorically it's not going to catch fire, it's wrong. It's dishonest. Grenfell wasn't going to catch fire either. You know, are you going to say that? You know, so let's just go on with this. Not got a lot of time, but right. So he says at 11:14, driven a Citroen C3. Decent efficiency, but actually pretty rubbish to drive, right? You know, EV would drive better and run well for much less over the lifetime. That's complete nonsense. You know, that's total nonsense. So you need to know how much the batteries are going to cost. You know, how many batteries is it going to go? I mean, my C3 is 17 years old, right? And you know, the only thing that would get it would be rust. You know, typically, and that will affect the electric vehicles as well. That's just untrue. Another thing that he's never mentioned with all this is tyres. So what this guy's doing, he's missing out a lot. So there's a cost to everything, right? So it could be that he doesn't have to pay these costs. So he can quite happily come away saying how wonderful EVs are. The company he's working for is maybe paying for the tyres. You know, I don't actually know for sure. But he said one thing he said was that he saved £12,000 in fuel in 83,000 miles. And it's like, really? You know? So we're talking about the cost of electric here. It's all very iffy, like, you know. I reckon he might actually work for Alan Clark, this guy, because he's very dishonest, I would say. I'm trying to be kind to him, and I answered him, and I'm feeling a wee bit bad about it because punching him in the stomach a couple of times, but if he's a snakes, well, he's a Tony Blair type. He's just gonna ignore what I say, isn't he? He's just gonna come bouncing back. We had another one there. So what this guy said, this is kind of what he's saying. The reason the NHS and councils use EVs is they cover a local area, so only need a short range, require pretty much no maintenance, and can be charged on cheap electric overnight, which is a quarter of what it would cost for petrol. You get a 7 or 8 year battery warranty. So if you sort of turn that around, what he's saying is these cars can't go very far, so they're ideal. So they're useless, so it suits the NHS and the government. So the maintenance is there's a cost to everything. This is the bullshit with all this. There's a cost. So there's no maintenance, he says. Really? Well, they use tyres more, don't they? I better add that into that other guy. I'm actually quite annoyed that he's missed out the tyres and the brake pads. This guy here, he's missing a lot of information. He's not being truthful at all. I mean, I had a woman going on like this once, and I think her ex-husband was paying for the car. You cannot use my ex-husband is paying for the car in a cost analysis of an electric vehicle. But that's the kind of shite that they come away with, some of these nutters, and you find that they're just away with it, like. Now, somebody said something really sensible today. Somebody said something really sensible. There's nothing here to see, so I gave him the Specsavers talk. What are your videos proving? Now, what I'd say to you here is, I'm getting like this. What are your videos proving? Total rubbish. Get a life, mate. What crap you listening to? What is this dross? A pointless video all about nothing. You're seriously crying over a guy walking his dog. But, so there's somebody said something nice. Best video on YouTube. See, when people say nice things like that, I actually think it's sarcastic. I'm used to people being so horrible that I think, that can't be true. But all the while these people are saying these nasty things, the subscribers are going up and up and up all the time. So, there's somebody likes them. Or unless it's these lot that don't like them that are subscribing. And anyway, there's this one here, it's an interchange not around with it. That's why you're mixed up. So I found some stuff about mixed race. Right. I don't know what you drink in Scotland. Sounds like you have had enough. Glad I'm not on the road same time as you. Yeah, well, whatever. So I'm publishing a lot of these dodgy comments. So I'm just sort of like ignoring them or getting them. There was a comment that was really sensible I got today, and it was about the guy walking down the road, and I should tell you that because it really is a sensible comment from this guy, right? I don't know, I can't seem to find it. Where the hell is it? So it's, I'm getting a lot of snortograms as you would expect, but it's about the guy walking down the side of the road, and what I can't find it right now. So what I'll say, what this guy said was, you might think you're right, as in the bloke that says him, right? This one here, this video. Illegal sign moss for dog test wrong side of road, right? So this guy said, there's something going about hedgehogs, but this guy said, and this is so sensible, but this is what's missing in modern society, because people are they're refuting their responsibility. So this guy says, because you can walk on the road doesn't mean you should. Human against 44 tons always goes one way. No point in being correct and dead. should walk into traffic, then you can take the step to avoid being hit by a vehicle. Regardless of whose fault it is, you're still dead. That guy's so sensible. You know, what he's saying is, you might be right, but you're going to get run over. You know, it's these fuckers. They just haven't got a clue how the world goes round. If that was me walking on the side of the road like that, like this guy, him, I would step off the road with a vehicle like myself or a truck or whoever it happens to be. I would step off the road and let them pass, and that's because I'm just courteous. The people that are on the road, driving trucks, vans and cars, for the most part, are busy. They're going to work, they're delivering, they're doing stuff, they're busy people. Get out their friggin' way, right? But if you don't want to get out your way, like that guy says, you might land up being very dead. So that is probably the first time anybody said, you know, a really sensible comment about this. It's just like, so basically a lot of the, say like, what was once extremism, extreme views, is becoming acceptable, and that would be cycling and walking, you know, transgender stuff, feminism, you know, gay rights, all that stuff. And what happens is it goes to people's heads, and then they think that. So, like, put it this way: I know somebody that worked in the defence industry, right? And there was two gay guys there, right, working, and they have a LGBT thing and all the rest of it, and they were caught like kissing each other or something at work, and they got sacked. You know, so they probably thought, oh, we can do anything we like. You can't. You know, the reality is you can't. People will accept you, and they'll say that they accept you, but in Britain, we're actually quite reserved. You have to behave, you know, and like a man and woman wouldn't be able to, a heterosexual couple wouldn't be able to do that at work, and that's what happened to them. They both got sacked, and it was for, you know, it was for inappropriate behaviour at work. You know, I know it sounds a bit weird me telling you the story. I just got told it by somebody. It could be wrong for all I know. But it sounds like plausible. So what I mean is, so a lot of these companies and everything, they'll say woke stuff and they'll do woke stuff, but they're actually very conservative, and that's the reality of it. They are very conservative. So they pretend to be woke. Well, they are woke on the surface and everything, but deep down they're not. They're conservative, and it's all about money. And you've got to get a grip. You've got to get to grips with that and understand that. So basically, the analogy I'm making here is with the idiot walking down the road, you know, because he thinks the government's on his side. The Green Party wants people to be able to walk down roads. Fine, but you're going to get fucking killed in the process. Right. Okay, let's move on. All right. Oh, he's come back with more. You know, he's that's lies. An EV will run its original battery for 17 years. He's got a Leaf. 20 at least. That's nonsense. What are you talking about? Another 20 years at least. So, right. Right. No, that's complete bullshit. Batteries can be easily recycled, and it makes sense. Those are good videos on the show. That's false. The factory that got set up to do it went bankrupt. So we'll rephrase it. We can dump the batteries in some foreign country somewhere and say that they've been recycled. Oh, man, this sort of misinformation. Idiot. Right, okay, right. I think we'll call it a day at that. I knew it was going to be tricky talking to that guy, especially when they're reasonably well educated like that. Well, a lot of times people are well educated. What that actually means is they're fucking liars, you know, and they can put things across in a manner that, you know, you have to up your game if you're going to talk with them. Anyway, right, thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. Bye! Bye!